Magicians have been using this exact principle for over 100 years, and most people have no idea that it even exists. In a second, I'm going to find a completely freely selected card. No looking, no guessing, just pure psychology and one hidden detail. Let's try something simple. I want us to be completely in sync. I'm going to take the cards right out of the tuck box and hand you the deck. I want you to shuffle up the cards to your heart's content. Now let's say you're a pro shuffler, so obviously you know how to do riffle shuffle with a bridge, a couple of cuts like this, and we're good to go. Now I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to turn around, and I want you to go ahead, pick out any packet of, let's say, 5 to 15 cards. You pick out this packet over here, and you're happy with that. I'll take the rest of the cards, and we'll be good to go. Now, from this point, you can take this packet, give it a quick shuffle in your hands, and then pick out any one card that you want from this packet. Let's just say you pick out this card here, take a look at this card, memorize it. Of course, I'm still turned away. I have no idea what this card is. Once that's memorized, we put it off to the side, and we have the rest of the cards here. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you, so we have this deck of cards here, we have a couple of cards that you picked out, and one final selection. Let's make this as random as possible. I'm going to close my eyes again. I want you to take this card, put it on top of the rest of the cards like this, and put this whole thing on top of the deck. Now, with my back turned, I'm just going to say you picked obviously less than a third of the deck likely. So pick up about a third of the deck, right? Let's just say this many cards. Then pick up the remaining half. Put the third that you picked up somewhere in the center, close it all together. So now there's no possible way that I know what your card is. There's no possible way that I know where your card is. But like I said, I want us to be completely in sync. So let's try this out. I'm going to spread through the cards like this. And as I'm spreading through, I want you just to think of your card over and over and try sending me that signal, right? I'm going to go through. It's a bit tough for me. I think something's coming through. I feel it's a spade, high spade, maybe not a jack, probably not an ace, because that's a bit too obvious. More somewhere obviously in between. I think the card that you sent me, I think I passed it. I think the card you sent me was this one, the King of Spades. What you just saw comes directly out of the Royal Road to Card Magic, one of the most influential magic books ever. I just gave it a little twist. The best part about this trick is that it uses a principle that you'll rely on for the rest of your card magic days, hopefully a long time. Now grab a deck of cards because I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. This trick is built on the key card principle, a card that you secretly know the relative position of so you can learn the location of the spectator selected card. There's no memorizing, no sleight of hands, just the cards doing all the work. To start off this trick, you can do exactly as I did. Hand off the deck to the spectator, and as they're shuffling, you want to build some rapport with them. You want to tell them that you're going to be doing this in sync, or you're going to have your minds linked. Build some kind of story behind it, because that's what's really going to sell this effect. They shuffle up the cards. Now you can close your eyes or turn your back and have them pick out a packet of 5 to 15 cards. Let's just say they pick out these cards here. Now, while they're taking a look at these cards, you're going to take the rest of the deck and grab a peek at the top card of this deck that they have shuffled. The way you can grab a peek, either you can do a dribble like this, take a peek at the top card, or you can kind of turn this deck over like so as you're waiting and shift this card over so you can kind of view what the top card is here. In our case, this is going to be our key card. This is the Ace of Diamonds, right? That's the key card for this trick. That's all you're going to remember is the Ace of Diamonds. While you're doing that, the spectator is going to shuffle up this packet. You're going to instruct them to shuffle up this packet. Take a look at any of the cards and pick out whichever card they want. Let's say they want to pick out the King of Diamonds because they love diamonds. They take out this King of Diamonds and leave it on the table, and the rest of the packet's left on the table as well. And now you come back around with the deck. So you tell them, I'm going to move this out of the way, you tell them that they have a selection which they got from a selection from a deck that they shuffled. I like to spread it out like this because what you need to do is count how many cards are in their packet. So here I know I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards are in their packet, and I memorize, of course, my card is the Ace of Diamonds, which is again on top of the deck. So you tell them we're going to make this as random as possible. I'm going to close my eyes. I want you to take your selected card, put it on top of your packet, then take that whole packet, put it on top of the deck, and then I want you to break off about a third of the deck and put it somewhere in the center of the deck. So give the remaining part of the deck a cut, put that somewhere in the center. So there's no possible way that anyone in the room, me or you or anyone, knows the location of the card, and only you know where the card is located. So then you pick up the deck. You can have them give the deck a cut if they'd like, but now their card is somewhere in the center. Of course, you don't actually know, but what you do know is that there were 6 cards here, if I recall correctly, and your key card is the Ace of Diamonds. When you take this deck back, and now you're selling the effect, right? Like, I want you to keep thinking of your card and do your best to send that thought over to me. As you're going through, you're both looking at the cards. And what you're looking for is your key card, the Ace of Diamonds, right? So there's the Ace of Diamonds. Well, you're gonna count 6 cards after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next card will be the spectator selected card, the King of Diamonds, and you can reveal this in any way that you like. Knowing the secret, it seems so obvious. So how can you make it feel impossible? I want you to focus on these 2 aspects. Don't rush. The slower the moment feels, the fairer it's gonna look. And you wanna frame this entire trick, you wanna build a story behind it, frame it as a connection between both your minds, not as finding a card. That's what really is gonna drive home that impact. And there you go, a nice and easy one as you cruise right into the holidays. By the way, the new Canis Lupus Beta Edition deck just fully funded on Kickstarter, and I am over the moon, like a cow. And if you missed your chance to get them, they're available now for pre-order at the CardMechanic shop. Since you made it this far, you like this video, so smash that like button because it helps out more than you think. Appreciate you guys, love you, and I'll see you in the next one.